Then Jesus left the vicinity of Tyre and went through Sidon down to the Sea of Galilee, into the region of Decapolis. There some people brought to him a man who was deaf and could hardly talk, and they begged Jesus to place his hand on him. After he took him aside, away from the crowd, Jesus put his fingers into the man's ears. Then he spit and touched the man's tongue. He then looked up to heaven and with a deep sigh said to him, Ephphatha, which means be opened. At this the man's ears were opened, his tongue was loosened, and he began to speak plainly. Jesus commanded them not to tell anyone, but the more he did so, the more they kept talking about it. People were overwhelmed with amazement. He has done everything well, they said. He even makes the deaf hear and the mute speak. I wonder if you this morning gossip about Jesus and what he has done for you or your neighbour or anyone within this church. The man in the story couldn't speak or hear, but people brought him to Jesus. They had faith. Their ears were opened and they had tongues to speak. So they planned together to bring this man. I wonder if you organised something to bring somebody to this church to say, for them to be prayed for, to be healed, to have a revelation in their life, to let their lives be changed. Once this man's ears and his tongue were loosened, he began to speak about Jesus. He couldn't help it. It is I wonder if it's the same for you. Have not your ears been opened, listening to God's word? Does that mean you can't stop talking about him, just like that man?